Mountains. Proud monuments that serve as reminders of a planet's history of extreme geological activity. One of the most impressive mountain ranges so far discovered in Galactic Hub Space resides in the Gawana-Sejd 3 system, found within the Canthain region of the galaxy. The surface of its rotting planet, Egayptim K6, is almost exclusively covered with steep mountain peaks, a unique topography that speaks of the planet's turbulent past. Many of these peaks are the result of tectonic plate collisions, the pressure of which forces the planet's crust upwards, creating the fold mountains dominating the surface today. Others that were once active volcanoes now lay dormant, their hollow interiors transformed into extensive caves that support a variety of bioluminescent flora. Interestingly, these caves are very narrow, having been formed via intense lava flows rather than the more gentle erosion process of water. These inactive lava chambers provide safe refuge from the planet's corrosive cyclones, as well as acting as a thoroughfare between otherwise isolated areas of the lowlands. Scattered amongst Egayptim's mountains lie small pockets of flatland that cover around 3% of the planet's surface. Rainwater caught on the mountain slopes flows down into the lowlands, feeding the shallow lakes and streams that attract large animal populations. The planet's species are almost exclusively herbivorous, and the smallest of these herbivores is never found far from the water. This is Inseclutonoe, first discovered by the interloper Rebeccan. Their miniature stature makes travelling around the planet a laborious endeavour. As a result, the species spends most of their life confined to the bounds of one small area, their habitats usually located within easy reach of drinking water in a cave. Egayptim K6 is plagued by regular cyclones that whip up fine ammonia particles from deposits on the surface. Once airborne and atomized with the rainwater, these particles become highly corrosive, capable of attacking the soft tissues of the planet's inhabitants. Inseclutonoe's AIs are particularly vulnerable to exposure, and as such, the species has developed an acute sense of atmospheric pressure changes, enabling them to predict the incoming corrosive storms. When they sense one approaching, the species retreats underground, to wait in the sheltered safety of nearby caves for the storm to pass. Other species on the planet have been observed following Inseclutonoe underground, seeming to know that their rapid departure indicates the arrival of adverse weather. The lowlands that the Inseclutonoe call home attract many other animal species, drawn in by the abundance of both food and water. The low elevation of these areas keeps temperatures at a comfortable 19 degrees centigrade all year round, only dropping to -8 during the planet's storms. Areas of greater elevation on average experience much cooler temperatures, dropping around 10 degrees with every 1,000 feet. 2,000 feet above the flatlands, small Alpine Plateaus lay nestled amongst Egayptim's mountain peaks, supporting a small variety of animals. These animals endure temperatures of around -5 degrees, which can drop as low as -12 during the planet's cyclones. The most common of Egayptim's alpine species was first discovered by one of the ApatheticApes documentary crew, frosty toes. This is Oilpedii, the planet's only Nectarivore. An inherently restless species, Oilpedii are constantly on the move, a behaviour that helps keep them warm in the alpine temperatures. A dozen tentacles carry the creature across the planet as they search for the nectar of local flora that makes up the entirety of their high-sugar diet. These plants are rarely found in the lowlands, preferring the cooler temperatures of the planet's high-altitude plateaus, drawing many Oilpedii to their secluded heights. The species are well equipped to deal with the planet's extreme conditions. At their centre, a hard keratin shell protects their vital organs as they travel, doubling as an emergency shelter during the planet's storms. When a storm hits, they retract their tentacles inside this shell, protecting vulnerable flesh from damage. Egayptim K6 supports 12 native animal species, and all but one are of a biological nature. This is Trogarmae, the planet's only biomechanical species, first discovered by Rebeccan. The species is found all over the planet at all elevations, and feeds exclusively on microscopic organisms found within Egayptim soil. The metal plates lining their bodies scoop up dirt as they roll, filtering out these organisms and returning excess soil to the planet's surface. The microorganisms are absorbed through a thin membrane at the creature's centre and directed into its concealed mouth. A nomadic species, Trogarmae are capable of travelling up to 500 kilo units a day, and often do so in the company of others within small, tight-knit herds. This species alone seems immune to Egayptim's corrosive storms, and continue their relentless search for food regardless of the weather. The inner core of their body radiates a soft glow that is intensified during the planet's storms, making them easy to spot through the swirling dust. Trogarmae use this to their advantage, their bright bioluminescence acting like beacons to ensure members of the herd don't get separated from the group. The mountains of Egayptim provide diversity within its ecosystem, the elevation directly affecting the temperature and precipitation of its biomes. They provide shelter for the planet's inhabitants from the regular cyclones that rage across its surface, as well as providing the main source of fresh drinking water for many of the planet's native creatures. Despite the raging storms and steep, unforgiving peaks of Egayptim K6, the planet remains a hotspot for thrill-seeking climbing enthusiasts across the galaxy. So far, only a handful of interlopers have managed to crest the peak of the planet's tallest mountain, a peak that stands over 6,000 feet. It is christened Mount Eddy after the interloper that discovered the Gawana-Sejd 3 system, Eddy's High Hide. We hope you have enjoyed this documentary. Remember to like and subscribe to support the crew on their next adventure, and as always, have fun, stay safe, and be curious.